So now we've seen kind of the Monarch, the channel strips, transport, all that good stuff. There's one more piece of Tango that really puts it up above everything else, is you have edit panels. Now once you hit edit panel, you have 10 tabs with 100 buttons in each tab. Into these tabs, we can basically, like this one just tabs, it just says add markers, recall cycle, all that kind of stuff. We go to tools, you have other stuff like zoom horizontal to jog wheel. So you hold that down, move the jog wheel, and you're going to zoom horizontal in your DAW. Marquee edit, markers, locators, automation, general. These are all set up by default when you go into this happens to be running with Logic, when you go into your Logic engine. Any of these tabs and any of these buttons are user definable. So all you do is go into Configure, Edit Panel, then basically from here you can set up your edit tabs and move the buttons, change the buttons, do whatever you would like to do to change what you see around your workflow. What Tango does really well, I think, is that it allows you to work the way that you want to work. It doesn't tell you you need to work like this. So, you know, just small things in this first tab. We have bounce and import, which basically if you hit bounce, the bounce window pops up. You know, easy stuff like that. There's also a very cool function, because there's a keyboard connected, you know, a virtual keyboard connected, is that if you hit, you know, Control S on this keyboard, it's just like grabbing your actual keyboard and hitting Control S. So if I go in and change a button, it can either be a button, say I go to range in various editors and say that button is dequantize. Quantize, that's what it says. Yeah. So that button could do that. That's fine. But you could hit this button here and it could be turned into a Virtua Key edit. So instead of it being, you know, punch or something like that, you can have it initiate key commands. So Control S. What also is nice is that you can stack up key commands in a single button to make a macro. So trying to think of something that's that you would do in Logic.
Track assignments.
Yeah, sure. So in track assignments, you could have it
like label the tracks 1 through 24: kick, snare, hi-hat, overheads, tom.
Sure. Yeah. So you hit that button, it goes to name the first one. You know, name first track, and then the second command could be move to next track. So as you hit the button, you just keep typing in the names, and it jumps to the next one, and you hit the names, and it jumps to the next one. So it allows you to basically create macros. Macros are commands that are steps. So it's not just one command, it's 3 commands in a row. But you can put that to an edit button, and by hitting one single button, it does 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 different operations. So instead of going in and hitting 10 different things, you hit one button, it does it all once for you. So we're in our editor here. We can basically go in and change and go to the, oops, back up, to the Virtua Key function. And basically that allows you to do key commands to change any of your functions. So if you have it already mapped to, say, Control S, you just hit Control S and it already comes up.
So that's how you enter all your macros and all your customized edit windows here, or whatever you'd like.
Correct, yes.
That looks a little bit like a PC keyboard.
Yes, well actually you have a choice. If you go to options here, you can change between a PC and a Mac keyboard. So depends what you're used to looking at and how you work now.